Yo, what is up guys? Dubois here, aka Blue Collar Sports TV. Hopefully you guys are doing well. If you could smash the like button, it would be much appreciated. And if you're new here, if you could also hit the subscribe button. So, on the 11th of April, we have a great battle between two unbeaten prospects in the heavyweight division. Daniel Dubois and Joyce will be clashing for the British heavyweight title. I've got to say, this is a hell of a fight. You know, they've been talking about this fight for quite some time, and I've got to be honest, the skeptic in me felt we would be waiting a lot longer to see this fight, but credit where it's due to Frank Warren and both fighters, they are taking it fairly early. I think they could have really longed this one out and made us wait for it, but no, it's happening now, and that's refreshing. You know, neither guy is what I would call world level right now. Dubois has been fighting at domestic level, I guess. Joyce has fought better competition, but again, I wouldn't really say he's world level right now. So yeah, for these guys to put it on the line now, like I say, I think it's refreshing, and I think it will make for a great fight. Stylistically, both guys are aggressive. Daniel Dubois has that seek and destroy type of style. He likes to get behind that jab, behind that nice compact style, and basically walk you down. He'll throw hooks to the head, hooks to the body, and he'll come over the top with that hard right hand. Joyce, on the other hand, he himself, I would say, primarily is a pressure fighter. He likes to march forwards and basically drown you in a volume of punches. He'll try and fight to a pace in which you can't keep up with. And that's Joyce's style, you know. For a heavyweight, he throws a lot of punches. He's got a great gas tank. He's got a good chin. And that's his style mainly. Although with Joyce, we have actually seen a bit more variety in the pro ranks in comparison to Daniel Dubois. So when Joyce first turned pro, for example, he was actually trying to box a lot more. That was when he was with the Cuban trainer, I think it was Ismael Salas. And yeah, when he turned pro, Joyce was actually boxing a lot more. If you look at that Ian Lewison fight, he was boxing on the back foot behind that jab. So arguably, Joyce has more styles in his arsenal. He could maybe change it up if things aren't working. Whereas we've only really seen one style from Daniel Dubois to date, and that is that of a destructive come-forward power puncher. So it's going to be interesting to see what style Joyce adapts in this fight. I actually believe he should try and stick and move and make Dubois chase the fight. You know, I think if he marches forwards and meets fire with fire, I think that's a risky strategy, to be honest. Not saying he can't win the fight that way, because Dubois is untested. We don't know what happens if Dubois is made to go rounds in a tough physical fight. Maybe he'll fade. Maybe that style could beat Dubois. But I think that style is a lot more risky, to be quite honest. If Joyce can actually stick and move, make the most of his height and reach, maybe he can actually surprise Dubois and win on points. Who knows? But it's really a fascinating fight. It really is. This is, you know, the biggest test of both guys' pro career to date, it has to be said. A massive step up for Daniel Dubois in particular. I mean, Joyce has fought the likes of Bryant Jennings, for example. Bryant Jennings is much better than anybody Dubois has fought. So Joyce has fought better competition, and maybe going into this fight, that will stand him in good stead. Not only that, of course, Joyce had an extensive amateur background, so he's really been there, seen it, done it. He is the much more experienced man. Obviously, he's 34 years old. He's got less fights, but like I say, he's got that amateur background. So maybe that could play a factor as well. But I anticipate a really good fight here. And I think both guys will revert to type. I believe this one is going to be a war. And I think the fans are going to be the winners here. Now, a lot of people are complaining about this fight being on pay-per-view. And I'm really in two minds, and I'll tell you what I mean. The fight itself is great. I've got no problem with this fight whatsoever. I really am looking forward to it. But in terms of pay-per-view, Just because a fight is a great fight, it doesn't necessarily mean it's a pay-per-view. Despite the fight itself being great, neither one of these guys are exactly well known to the casual audience, in all honesty. Neither one of these guys are standalone pay-per-view stars. And, personality-wise, they're not exactly the most interesting people in boxing. So despite the fight being great, does it really warrant being a pay-per-view fight? I'm not so sure. Like I say, I'm caught in two minds here because I love the fight, I really do. But neither one of these guys are pay-per-view fighters, let's be honest about it. They're really not. So yeah, in regards to the pay-per-view, will I buy it, will I not? I'll see nearer the time. But I'm pleased the fight has been made. I really am. May the best man win. I think the real winners here are us fans. I think this is going to be fireworks. I really do. Love this fight. As we get closer, I will obviously do a prediction video, but we'll leave that for right now. Anyway, share your thoughts below. Peace.